Hello beautifuls. So today I am sitting down and I am making a video about before Clomid, my journey to Clomid. You come on YouTube and you see all these videos about Clomid or the side effects of Clomid and everything, which I want to do also, but I didn't see any like how did you get to Clomid? How did you make that decision of going to the OBGYN and getting put on Clomid? Like what were those steps? So today I just really want to sit down and kind of help you ladies maybe know if like, okay, yes, it's time for me to go see a doctor, or what's my next steps. If you're watching this video, maybe you're at that step of so frustrated and so emotional. You have so many mixed feelings about this. I know I was, and going and seeking help was my best step to hopefully a baby. That's the end goal. So a little bit of background. I did get married young. I am only 22 right now. Me and my husband decided to get married before he got deployed. So before then, we were kind of trying for a baby after we got married, before he left. So that happened in about December, so roughly, and then he left in May. So from that time, we were kind of trying, but not trying. Then he came home in September, and we picked right back up where we left off. We're like, yes, like let's just try. So we did, and I didn't track anything. Like I didn't even know what an ovulation kit was ever. But I had one of those apps on my phone where you put the heart or when you have intercourse, and it tells you when your expected period is and your ovulation days. Now, something you guys need to know is I have been, since I was, getting my period, very irregular. Every period, I didn't know if it was coming a week early, a week late, right on the day. I didn't know. Some ladies, they're lucky and they can time out the day, the time, how all their symptoms, they just know. I could never really tell. So that was tricky because each month I would, be like, okay, I'm supposed to get my period on the 19th. And it didn't come on the 19th. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, am I pregnant? So then I would take a test, and of course it would be negative. So then I would wait a couple more days, and I still didn't get my period, so I would take another pregnancy test, and it was still negative. And then a week later, after like 2.5 weeks of waiting, I'd get my period. So it was very, very frustrating for me. And it was so emotional, and it took such a toll on me and my husband's relationship, honestly. So finally, I kept trying to do that. Kept trying. I was like, well, maybe this month. This is the month. It's kind of like a roller coaster because you get your hopes up and then they fall. And then you get your hopes up and then they fall. And then there was kind of just a time when I just was kind of flatlining. I wasn't getting excited about it because I knew what the test results were going to be. Were going to be negative. But then every now and then I get a little peak, like, oh, I think I'm pregnant, and you start symptomizing yourself, like going on YouTube and watching videos about, oh, this is what I felt in my 2-week wait. And you're like, oh, I think I have some of those symptoms. When really, maybe you do, but maybe they're just something random. Or it's a feeling that you're like, oh, I've never felt this before. I definitely have to be pregnant. And you're not pregnant. I went through all those things. And then finally, when it hit, I think it was February. I remember breaking down and telling my mom, like, Mom, I just want to cry. Like, I want a baby so bad. So finally she's like, I think it's time we go talk to your doctor. So of course I agree. I really lost so much hope. I stopped taking my prenatals. I stopped caring, honestly, for a little bit. I was just like, I'm never going to get pregnant. I'm just going to accept it. That, there's something wrong. There's something seriously wrong with me. Anyway, so then in April, I went and seen my doctor. She was talking to me, and, I told her all about my irregular periods, and she's been my doctor for a very long time, so we have a very good relationship. She was like, I think what we should do is go and get your husband tested first. Because apparently it's cheaper to get the male tested for his little swimmers to make sure they're swimming in the right direction and everything's all good and their count is good. So And then she goes, and then maybe we'll go off the next step after that. But I really think you need to get Sean tested and see how everything's going. Okay, so of course, right after I left, oh, and I should say too, she told me about the ovulation kits. Never heard of them in my life. And she goes, because of your irregular periods, I think it would be great for you to, each month pee on this thing, and it'll tell you when you're ovulating, and hopefully that'll help you track your ovulation a little better, and maybe that'll give you better chances. So pretty much after that, I sent my husband to go get his swimmers checked, and all came out good. They came out really well, apparently. That's what they told us. So we found out in the ending of April. May, we did, I did the ovulation kit. I did everything possible. We knew he was good, so it was supposed to just work. I just thought, okay, I'm going to get the timing down now. Everything's going to work. Well, then this month I wasn't pregnant again. And at this time I'm thinking, okay, my husband's fine. He is fine. His swimmers are fine. Then there's something wrong with me. And that, if you guys know that feeling, is hard. It is a hard feeling to digest. It makes you I don't know, it made me really tense, really depressed, honestly, because I was like, if something's wrong now, if we can't have children, it's because of me. So I kept emailing my doctor. I was like, hey, maybe is it time, do you think that I should go see an OBGYN, like an actual person that deals with this on a regular and maybe can give me hope or get me to the next step that I need? And she said, yes, I think it is time that you go see somebody that can maybe help you further. Okay, so then I go to this new doctor, don't really know her, but I'm open to anything. I tell her about my irregular periods, about everything. I made sure not to leave out anything. So she was talking to me and she goes, well, I think ovulation is your issue. I really do. I could probably put money on it that it's your body's maybe not ovulating or isn't ovulating to the right level that it needs to accept the sperm and make a baby. So of course, I was nervous. She checked me and then took labs of me and was like, all right, well, we'll call you with the results. And she did tell me that my husband's lab results came back a little low. When the people called, or when the doctor's office called my husband the first time, they just said, yep, you're good to go. Thanks, bye. Hung up. Okay, so we're thinking, perfect, we're great. Come to find out his levels. So apparently you have to be 5 to be considered low, and then anything above that is normal or you're good. He came back at a 6. So, you can take that how you want. If you want to take it as, yep, he's normal. My doctor said, that does kind of worry me. For me, I need all the help I can get. And that's exactly what she said. She's like, with these issues that I think you're going to be having, you need as high of a chance as possible. So she prescribed him some of these fertility, didn't prescribe him, they're actually, you can go to a store and buy them. We went to GNC. I don't know if you guys have one in your town, but if you should Google it and really look and see, because that is a great help for him for a fertility pill. So she goes, I think these would be great for him. So I went and picked him up, of course, and I kind of had to persuade him a little bit to take them, because at first he's very hesitant. He was like, I am fine. They said I'm good. I'm like, no, you are good. You're good to go, but I need more help. And with you having a little bit lower of a count, somebody with a normal ovulation, it'd probably be fine. But with me, it's not fine. I need that extra push. I need that extra anything I can get. So then finally he agreed, and, because I literally have broken down cried. I don't know what more I could do. So then about, how many days was it? Maybe 4 days later, which was the longest days I had to wait for, she called me with the results. She goes, so Chelsea, a normal level, progesterone level for a lady is about 15 to 16. and you are at a 2.5. Yeah. So my levels are so low, like almost where they're non-existent. She goes, so what we're going to do is we're automatically going to get you on Clomid. We are going to start this your next cycle, and hopefully that's going to help you bump up your levels and make your ovulation. So after that phone call, I was like, all right, I feel a little bit better. You know, I know what's happening with my body now. At least I know it's ovulation and it's something that can be fixed. But then in the back of my head, I'm thinking, you're only at a 2.75. Like, you're a girl, you know, you're a woman. You're supposed to be able to have these normal levels. And it was kind of hard for me to digest a little bit. But I was just glad that, okay, I'm making next steps. So here we go. So I got prescribed Clomid. And pretty much, I'm actually just going to show you. I don't know if you guys are on Clomid or if you're going to be starting on Clomid. They're just these little white pills. That's all they are, and it's kind of crazy. And she actually gave me the generic kind. It's not Clomid, it's, what do they call it? Clomiphene. And apparently she said it's the same thing, you get the same results, nobody's ever, you know, same thing, different name, and they're cheaper. I like cheaper, I like I like a bargain. So she prescribed me these 50 milligram tablets. So what it says, take 2 tablets by mouth on days 3 to 7 of your menstrual cycle. And then call office to schedule day 21 lab work. So I don't know if every office does this. I've kind of watched different videos, and some of them say, like, you know, they take them 3 to day 8 or day 9 or something. Mine's 3 to 7. So on days from the first day my period starts, you know, day 3 of it, that's when I start taking a pill. And I have to take 2 per day, so I'm taking roughly 100 milligrams, or not roughly, it is 100 milligrams a day. And in day 21, I don't know if every doctor office does this. I don't think they do. I think it's just kind of depending on which one you go to and what their preference is. Day 21, they want me to come in to see how the eggs, I'm guessing, are developing. If they're developing at a bigger size or my levels are better. They're probably going to take an ultrasound, I'm guessing, and measure them and see how big they are. So I'm hoping, you know, or maybe I'll be pregnant. Who knows? I hope so. But if my eggs are still small, they are going to bump me up a dosage. So I'm guessing it'd be 100 milligrams per tablet. So it'd be 200 milligrams a day, which would be, I mean, I would be okay with. So that's kind of my story. I think I'm going to be starting my period today. I've kind of had signs of it this morning, but not full-fledged. And that's another thing they said, only take it. You can only count the day when you're full-fledged period, not when you're spotting up to your period. It's when you're full-fledged period. So I'm guessing it's either today or tomorrow, and then I'm going to start, you know, counting to day 3. I'm hoping it works, but that's where I'm at right now. And I know this video is kind of long, but I really wanted to help anybody I could, or kind of tell my side of the story of how I got here, how I got to Clomid. And do I feel bad about taking Clomid? Heck no. I'm excited. I'm honestly going into this journey excited because if I'm that much closer to having a baby, I will do anything at this point to have a baby. And I know some of you probably can relate. So I'm going to keep making videos. I'm going to definitely make videos of like my first day on Clomid, because first day I have a feeling is going to be the worst day, and maybe I'm wrong, and cross my fingers, hopefully I don't get no symptoms, but I might. You know, I want to keep making videos on my journey to baby, and maybe even after that, but I want to help anybody I can. And please, 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 if you relate to anything in this video, or if you have tips and tricks to help with anything, let me know. Please leave it down below in the comments bar. Subscribe so you can know when I, you know, post new videos. And if you don't want to, that's okay too. But give a thumbs up if you like this video. And I know it's long, but thank you if you're still watching. Thanks for sticking through this with me. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day.